Deep within a lush jungle, filled with tall trees and vibrant flowers, lived a little parrot named Pico. He had bright green feathers, a tiny orange beak, and a heart full of courage. Unlike the other parrots who stayed within the safe branches of their trees, Pico was always curious. The jungle, with all its mysteries, called out to him.
Each day I ventured a little further from home.
He loved listening to the symphony of the jungle. Monkeys chattered from the canopy above. Colourful toucans sang sweet melodies. Even the rustle of leaves under his tiny feet was music to his ears.
One sunny morning I felt a surge of excitement.
He decided to explore a part of the jungle he had never seen before. This area was dense and dark, with giant ferns casting long shadows, but Pico, driven by his curiosity, flew deeper and deeper into the unknown. The air grew heavy with the scent of damp earth and unfamiliar flowers. The calls of familiar birds were replaced by strange chirps and whistles. Pico felt a flicker of fear, but he remembered his mother's words.
Courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it.
With a deep breath, Pico flew on. He discovered a hidden waterfall cascading into a crystal-clear pool. He saw a family of sloths hanging upside down, munching on leaves. Each new sight filled him with wonder and excitement.
As I ventured deeper, I noticed something unusual.
A young deer was caught in a hunter's net, its delicate legs tangled in the rough ropes. The deer struggled to break free, its eyes wide with fear. Its desperate cries echoed through the silent jungle. Pico's heart pounded in his chest. He had never seen anything so distressing. He wanted to help, but what could a small parrot like him possibly do? The net looked strong, and the deer was much bigger than him. He flew closer, perching on a branch above the frightened deer.
Don't worry, I'll find a way to help you.
The deer looked at him with pleading eyes, its small chest heaving with fear and exhaustion.
I knew I had to act fast. I couldn't leave the deer trapped like this. I remembered my mother's stories of courage and kindness. I knew I had to do something, even if it seemed impossible. I was the only one who could help.
Pico quickly flew back towards his nest, his mind racing. He had to tell his mother about the deer. She was wise and always knew what to do. He found her preening her feathers. Her eyes filled with concern when she saw him.
Mother, I found a deer caught in a hunter's net. We have to help it.
He described the trapped deer and his own feelings of helplessness. His mother listened patiently, her head cocked to one side. When he was finished, she gently stroked his head with her wing.
Pico, even the smallest creature can have the biggest heart. Remember, true courage is about helping others, even when you're afraid.
Inspired by his mother's words, Pico knew what he had to do. He gathered a group of his parrot friends, their bright feathers a stark contrast to the dark jungle floor.
We need to help the deer. Together we can do this.
The parrots, encouraged by Pico's determination, agreed to help. They flew back to the trapped deer, their chirps echoing through the trees. Following Pico's instructions, they began pecking at the net with their beaks. It was slow, tiring work, but they didn't give up. Finally, after what felt like hours, the net started to unravel. With a final tug, the rope snapped and the deer stumbled free, its eyes wide with relief. It nuzzled Pico gratefully, then bounded away into the safety of the jungle. Pico and his friends chirped with joy, their hearts filled with pride. From that day on, Pico was no longer just a curious little parrot. He was known throughout the jungle as Pico the Brave, a true hero who proved that even the smallest creature could make a big difference. And as he soared through the jungle, Pico knew that courage, kindness, and a little bit of cleverness could overcome even the toughest challenges.